All right, well, we want to get your crockpot sizzling this holiday season. So we've got Erin Chase here, author of $5dinner.com, here with crockpot Christmas recipes.
Yes, we have a delicious holiday beef roast for you. It is so super and simple to make, just a handful of ingredients, including a special one I bet you might not have cooked with before. So the first thing you want to do is add a little bit of water into the slow cooker because you want you want it to be nice and humid, I guess, inside of the slow cooker so that the beef cooks really tenderly.
So it's moist in there.
Yes, very
nice
moist. And then the other thing you want to do is make sure that when you buy the meat, you get a nice fat layer. And the nice thing about the slow cooker is you can do really inexpensive cuts of meat, a chuck roast, a rump roast, so that they just cook really well. And then the fat will kind of drizzle and ooze into the meat as it cooks, really soften it and tenderize it. So what we're going to do, can you salt and pepper all over. Just all over.
And these recipes are all less than 10 ingredients.
Yes, all less than 10 ingredients. This is dried rosemary and dried thyme, just to give it a little flavor. These flavors work really nicely and complement well with the mushrooms and the pearled onions that we're going to add in. So this is 16 ounces of baby bella mushrooms, and because I'm all into convenience, the price is no different from whole or sliced, so buy them sliced so you don't have to worry about them. So just all around there. And then this is 14 ounces of frozen pearl onions. Okay. They just have a really great flavor, works really well with the mushrooms and the rosemary and the thyme. This is what it looks like in the freezer section.
They're frozen, and you can find them, Bird's Eye makes them, you can find them at H-E-B and stuff like that.
Yeah, right in the freezer section, amongst all the vegetables in the freezer section. So we're going to, if you want, so holiday meal, let's say you eat, 1 or 2 p.m., right? You can cook this on high for 6 hours, start it, first thing when you wake up, maybe even before the kids come down for presents and all that. So high for 6 hours, or if you're going to eat later in the day, you could do low for 8 hours.
How much liquid are we talking about putting in this?
So this, I only put in about half a cup to a cup.
Okay.
You could put in a little more if you wanted a more gravy, let's say. So the gravy with this is phenomenal. And what I usually do, skim off, pull it out, skim off the fat, and then mix in a little flour. You can do it in a saucepan, and then take a few of these cooked onions and mushrooms and just chop them up real fine, and then mix them into the gravy. So perfect and delicious.
So you could even use gluten-free flour,
You could do gluten-free
right?
flour. You can use cornstarch, and that's gluten-free as well. I just prefer to do flour because it's super easy and it doesn't usually clump and all that when you're making it.
The beautiful thing about a crock pot is, I guess 6 to 8 hours is the average time to cook anything. It makes a man look like a genius. We can't mess this up.
You cannot mess this up. And the other thing I was going to share about when you're filling up your slow cooker, I would need one size bigger if I was going to do potatoes and carrots with this. You could certainly do that as well. You want to fill your slow cooker about half to 3/4 full to get the right, so that it's the right amount, the right capacity in there to cook the food just perfectly. You don't want it to be so full, and you don't want it to be just a little bit on the bottom.
Okay.
And then through the magic of television.
Look
It
at
appears.
There's the finished product. It's a beef roast with mushrooms and pearled onions.
Look at that. Can we have a slice?
Yeah, let's slice off. Here, I brought a knife for you.
Oh, I get to carve.
Yeah, I want you to carve that.
Great.
You're making you look like a genius here, Jeff. Come on now. So
Yes, you gave
it
away
will
my
literally
trick.
fall apart. You're not, see? You're not going to have to really cut into that. It literally just falls apart.
Yeah, I can eat the whole thing.
Just
Look
go
at
ahead.
that. Yeah, there you go. Do this right here.
Yeah, you got to scoop out a little bit of mushroom and onion too.
You gotta
get it
get a
all
little
together.
bit of everything, all in that first bite.
Look at there. This is your plate.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you.
Oh my!
Thank you.
Lunch right there.
There we go.
What's the best way to clean a crock pot?
Okay, so don't use dish soap when cleaning a crock pot. A lot of the inserts are ceramic, and they will take on the soapy flavor. And who wants to eat soapy beef roast? Not me. No. So you want to clean it with a really mild cleanser, baking soda and water. You just mix up a little paste, rub it in there with a sponge or maybe a brush. I would not use a metal scrub brush because it'll mark the insides, or you could just soak it with some water and baking soda and then go through. But you don't want to use soap, and you don't want to put it in the dishwasher either.
Okay.
That's great, and that's juicy.
It's so soft and delicious, right?
Now, what is this?
It really is.
This is another dish to use for the holidays. It makes life easy.
Yes, I want to use my oven my oven's already being used, right, when making a holiday meal for everything. I mean, my oven, it's on for 6 hours straight. I'm afraid it's going to have a heart attack. So anything I can do in the socorrero, so you can do the main in there. This is an awesome appetizer. This is a slow cooker spinach artichoke dip. It's got frozen spinach, a can of artichokes, a block of cream cheese. Here's my secret ingredient, 2 secret ingredients: Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, and white cheddar, shredded white cheddar. It's super, that's going to be super hot. And don't burn your tongue, Jeff.
Okay.
Don't burn your tongue. And it's high for an hour, low for 2 hours. It's a great appetizer, or if you're like me, I'll just finish off the rest of it for dinner at like 8 or 9 o'clock.
Well, and a lot of people don't realize you can buy different size crock pots. I didn't.
Right.
You can get that going and just have it happen.
This is great for dips, fondues, anything like that.
Who are you calling names, lady? Stop. Don't call me a dip. Thank you, Erin. I thought I was a genius. I'm going to have some cracker with some spinach.
try that.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Thanks for being
Y'all
here.
too.
Making life easier is what it's all about.
Yes, and of course for this recipe, just head to our website, salive.com.